subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Make sure you choose the skin color before you even start on the eyes. Then you also want to raise the sculpture detail of the head and the hair. The head and the hair should be in the red. How you raise the sculpture detail is you go here, click this, and then just raise this up until it's in the red by pressing R2. I am on the PS5 currently. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. The reason why you want this in the red is because the eyes need to be sharper. Whenever things aren't in the red, they're actually more flicky, such as the ground right here. If I was to show you, back out of sculpture detail mode, that ground compared to sharpness right here, I didn't sharpen up the bottom part right here, so maybe you can tell a little bit more if I do that. Next, you'll want to press L1 and X on the head until it scopes into the head like that. Then you want to go to spray paint mode, size this up, and then choose your color for the skin. You can also press the touchpad and then choose a color that you might have used previously. Next, you're ready to lay down the eyes. You're ready to lay down the eyes. So what you want to do is go into mirror mode. Choose the color black. Choose cylinder. Turn it to the side. Size down. Make it as big as it needs to be. Then choose the color white. Place it underneath. You might have to size it down a little bit, but you want the eyelashes to sort of still be big, if that makes sense. You don't want them too big, but you do want them big. Sort of like, you don't want them small either. That'll work. You can mess around with it. There are different types of anime eyes. You can look them up online. Different types of anime eyes, some of them might have to use the hexagon shape, such as Dragon Ball Z eyes. Dragon Ball Z eyes might also use the wedge shape. Next, to make the pupils, size down, put it on the side like that. Then add some gleam right here. You can also choose a different color for the white part around here, and that's a crescent pointing this way. And there's a crescent right here. Anime eyes are typically bigger. They're even bigger for female characters. Next, what you want to do, work on the hair. The shirt, don't make this harder than it needs to be, especially if you're just starting. Just spray paint this part white, this part white, this part white, and this part white. And then you don't need fingers. Powerpuff Girls, simple character design. Just remember that. You don't need fingers. Just make this the same color as the skin, and don't forget to make this area right here, the neck area, the skin color. Spray paint the pants and the shoes the way you want them to be for your character. What we'll work on now is hair. What you want to do is start new sculpture. Go to stamp mode, which is right here. Click it. And then whatever you want your hair to be, what I usually do, I mean, you can use different shapes for hair, but if you're just starting out, what I would do is just use the spear. For anime characters, you do want your hair to, and you want to take it off of mirror mode also, but you can lay it down on mirror mode, I guess. You want things to be sharper and for anime characters, just so you know. Which means before I even laid this down, I should have went to edit shape and turned this down like this. Then I should have laid it down. What I have on now is something called studio lighting. It allows me to see things a little bit better, but sometimes you need to actually turn it off. For characters, something a lot of people forget you can do is actually scope into the character and lay a light down inside of the character. What you'll do to do that is this, then this, turn this down a little bit broadly, and then place it on the inside of the character. You can do this with trees and other things also. Hope you guys are enjoying this PS5 controller tutorial. I'm using the PS5 controller to record my vocals. I usually use my condenser microphone. Click it, then click your character, then group it wherever you need to group it. Turn it down as much as you need to. And you can also move it around like that if you want to. You can change the color right here. And that should help things out a whole lot more whenever you're actually making a game with your character. Next, go back into whatever the hair is going to be. You can mess around with it. You can use different shapes if you want to. Just remember that things typically do need to stay sharp, and you'll most likely have to turn this down every time you lay down a shape. This is our hair. I'm going to make it red. Just have fun with it. No reason to make this more difficult than it needs to be. And there we go. And typically with anime characters, I mean, everybody likes the spiky stuff, you know, just be cloning that, I guess, until you get it the way you want it to. You'll just want to make sure nothing's poking out in the wrong areas. And you just want to keep working your way back. You might even want to delete stuff. Some stuff you might want to keep, some stuff you might want to delete. What we'll do is we'll add a red circle as soon as I add enough of these to where I can see it's working. Move stuff around that you place. You just want to make sure all the parts are covered for the most part. All the bald parts are covered. Typically hair would flow in one direction, so you notice this hair is actually flowing downward and this hair is flowing to the side as it gets up here. I did that on accident, but that actually is how it's supposed to go, and then the hair up here is flowing, you know, this way. Next what you want to do, pull out this, go to stamp, pull out the spear, and what you can do is just place this down. Or you can see what would happen if you did this, you know. And just see what happens. Not bad, right? Forehead area is right here. Just make sure nothing's poking out too much. and you should be alright. Next, what you'll want to do is just make your, you can add ears if you want to. Anime characters, I mean, a simple anime character won't need ears, but this would be the ear area. Just make a cut like that for your ear area. And don't forget to add the ear there. What I'd do for anime characters, if you're trying to make ears, is I would just do something like this. I wouldn't even make it, you know, too difficult. I probably would press start new sculpture first, lay it down, then I'd make a cut, and then I might do it again, maybe. You might not need to. You might be able to just get away with doing it once and then sizing it down, you know. That could work. It will work. If you want to add ears, you know. You don't have to. I kind of like it without the ear, you know what I'm saying? But I like the ear area being there. Let's see here. From here, just add the shirt area, which would just be scoping in with L1 and X, choosing your color, then spray painting. L1 and X right there, spray paint it. I'm gonna press the touchpad, do that. Then I'm not gonna forget to spray paint the neck, the color of the skin. Go right here to the arms, spray paint that, color of the skin. At least I think it is, yeah it is. And go, no, this one's supposed to be white. The one underneath is supposed to be color of the skin. Then the arms and the hands, color of the skin. You might need to, if the light's in there, it might be hard to tell between white and the color of the skin. So what you want to do is maybe make a darker shirt. Go to the shoe area. Spray paint that. Next, what you want to do is make sure the hair is grouped with the head. By selecting that, and then the head, press plus. Now I'm going to delete this one. Before you even start, you want to go here. You might want it on auto look, you might not. You can mess with the collision hitbox right here. Look up that tutorial, have that. Turn off auto look. Also turn off motion controls. You can tweak the hair as you want to. You can make better cuts, more sharp cuts if you want to. Scope into the hair. I guess use the wedge tool, but make sure your cuts aren't. Make sure you choose snap mode, then choose the color of the hair, then go here, turn this down again. Make sure your cuts. Oh my gosh, wedge tool. Edit shape, make sure that's turned down, make sure that's turned down. And then you can make more sharp cuts if you want to. Wherever you might need to make more sharp cuts, cuts you place down, you can move. Hard part might be up there. You'll have to choose between either something like this to polish the sides maybe, That'll be like how you polish the sides, I guess. Might not want to do that everywhere. And again, you can move that stuff. Might want to have that right here, press it down a little bit more than everything else. Then we'll turn up blend mode just a tiny bit to see what happens if I try to do that up here. At this point, it's all about polishing. You can also probably use the cylinder for ears if you really wanted to add ears. And you might not like it like that. You can always just delete, you know, cuts that you might not like. Pressing triangle. Next, you can spray paint on a mouth, or you can use this for folds. Pressing L1 next. Then going to sizing it down, of course. Then going to stamp shape. Make sure you press the touchpad, turn this up, then press the touchpad and change it to the color of this. Make sure the eyes don't get affected by this cut. You can just place it down. And if it's too Play-Doh-y, what you'll want to do, go to edit shape and make sure this is turned down more. Make sure you always turn this down. Just place it down, see what it looks like. You want it to be more of a sharp cut. For a basic anime character, that'll work. Then you can go underneath that with a more defined cut, if that makes sense. Size it up maybe a little. Might be hard, might not be. Might need to do this instead. And you might not like that, so you don't have to do that if you don't like it. You don't really have to add a mouth for an anime character. As long as you have this slit here, I think it'll be good for a basic character, you know. Nothing too, you know, nothing too difficult. And then just polish, go around polishing, you know. Touchpad, circle tool, turn down, turn up. Usually around here there would be like, you know, not this, but like there would be, you know, it kind of go inward. So you can add that if you want to. I think that would be good. Kind of just wanted to, yeah, there we go. Now I can see him a little bit better. You can also do this kind of stuff. Make a darker red. Choose the color of the face. Add some more defined cheeks. Just messing with the character design. Here, do that. Do it one more time. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the eye. Go to the cheek area. Push it in. Just a tiny bit. Now you gotta make the ears. Ears for this kind of a character should probably be bigger. Do it with this. So that's our back part of the ear. We'll go right here. You technically don't want it to, I mean, this will work, but I'm not really going to actually define the ear. I really just want something poking out. Maybe I will define the ear. If I'm going to define the ear, I'm going to take it out of the Play-Doh mode. Like this. Turn down the blend. This part might be a little bit more tricky. But as you can see, it looks a lot better when there's actually something poking out. So if you don't want to mess with it, you can also just have hair covering that. If you really wanted to make it real easy. But the point is at least have something poking out. I think the pants just need to be a darker blue. You can also go to coat mode to change the color of things, but don't do that for the head. Because it'll like raise the tint amount and that'll make it hard to change the color for the eyes. Scope in, so that way you're only affecting one thing. Try to choose that and see if it works. Scope out, scope into the head, start new sculpture, press this, make sure it's the color of the skin, size it down. Go there. Size it down. Clone it. This could be your ear for a character. Scope in, Play-Doh it. Other side, no, unless you like that. Side it down. You could do one ear and then you could just clone it, you know. That way. You can also size down and darken this color so that way it's not like the same kind of an ear. Yep, I think that's it. Or at least it can be it. And then I think this will be it for this tour. I think I like did the whole rundown for this. We'll do this and then we will click the touchpad again. Just click a darker hue. No, darker hue of it. We'll go to this. Hopefully, if that's not changing the color, then I know doing this will. Then go to here, turn down the soft blend and the opacity. So that way, maybe you even want it to just fade dark that way, you know. But the only way you can do that is if you mess with the opacity and stuff. Now we're ready to clone it to the other side. Maybe even push it more inward as we look at it from the front. Clone it to the other side. Press whatever button that does this. Look at it. Take it off of that. There we go. Look at it from the front. Side. Probably needs to be a little bit back, more back. Needs to be a little bit up more. You can define the nose a little bit more. You might, if you do, you might have to make the nose before you make the eyes. But you might want to, depending on what you're doing. Right now I have the donut shape, I do believe. I'll add one more right there. And you can blend it in a little bit, you know, Play-Doh cut it. Make the kind of nose you want, you know. You can make it as perfect as you need to. Go ahead and blend it, and then we'll call it a day. And hopefully my voice is in this video, else I'll be really mad. Blend it. Turn it down. Turn it to the side. Look at it from the front before you do all that. Get up close. Might be a little bit hard to do this part, but you know, just keep messing with it until you get it. And eventually you should get it. You can also just move around the circle tool, you know, and like you can place something down and then you could like scope into the head. Just choose the circle tool, choose the color of the skin, go to blend mode, then just move this around and see where you like it, you know. Turn it up if you need to. Just make sure it's more around the skin area if you have or the chin area if you have everything made already. Choose a character design, you know. Have fun with it. It's the main thing. The character like this, it might be cooler to sort of define the cheek or the jawbone a little bit. Just depends on what you want to do. Jawbone. That's what it'd be like if that was there. And also add, you could press start new sculpture and add in the eyebrows, you know. I would do that as a start new sculpture, or I'd spray paint it on there, you know, if I wanted to do eyebrows. If you wanted to spray paint that on there, maybe use a wedge, choose the color black, go to spray paint, and just L and an X on the head. If you choose the color black. And if it lets you, you know, just spray paint it on there. You might want to do that before you start doing everything else. Alright, I think that'll be it. Had a sword, you know. Get this part out. If it'll let me. Oh, it's because I have the blend amount. I remember now. So I have that blend amount. What you can do also is all the tints like that. You can do stuff like this also if you want to. Add some cell shadedness, you know. All depends on you. That is your character design. So have fun with it. Peace. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button.